and welcome back to another video. I hope this somewhat festive lighting is okay. It's December. I can only do so much with the greyness. So I thought we'd do a little video where I show you all of my original pieces that I've got currently, that I've made. A lot of them are quite recent. If you don't know, I'm Rachel, I'm a textile artist and I specialise in freehand machine embroidery, which is essentially just drawing but with a sewing machine. So I just move the fabric under the needle to create a drawing. So yeah, I thought let's do a little, it's sort of like a little look back into the past year, but also not quite because I've made more than this, but they've gone off to their homes. It's what I've got left, the rejects of 2023, if you will. Let's have a look. I've got this big crate, and this is literally just straight from the market that I've last done. So it's not been unpacked, but everything's in there. So let's just have a look. Okay, let's start off big with exhibition pieces. I did an exhibition in September in National Trust building, and most of the pieces were inspired by the building. So first things first, the staircase. This is the staircase that was in the venue, so it's quite cool, and it's just canvas backed. I like to sort of upholster my pieces onto wooden frames so they sit like a canvas. Sometimes I'll frame them, but other times I do like to do this, especially for exhibitions. I like to do this method. So that was one of those exhibition pieces. Exhibition piece number 2. I can never remember actually which way around this goes. I'm pretty sure that those bits are the top, because this was some staircase detailing and this was like the railings of the staircase, and it's on my marbled background, which is my own design if you didn't know, because I like to do a lot of paper marbling. So I marble onto paper and then I take that marbling print and scan it into my computer and make a repeat pattern, which I then get digitally printed on fabric. So yeah, and that's the same canvas back but with a plain background. All of these, by the way, because they've not got homes, you will find on my website, link in the description. If you like the look of any of them and you want to give them the home, that's where you'll find them. I will say I didn't make this video with the intention of like just selling all these leftover pieces to you guys. I just thought it'd be like a fun way to sort of look back on what I've done throughout the year and maybe speculate on why I think these ones are the ones that are still hanging around. Those last two are definitely because I think that they're quite site specific to that venue. Although, I mean, that is just a nice staircase. You could just appreciate staircases and have that in your home. It's kind of like spooky, vintagey, haunted house vibes. I think it would be quite cool. People will come in and be like, where's that staircase? And you'll be like, it's just a staircase. Just a cool staircase. This little lady, she's Ceres, goddess of agriculture, and she is actually right there in the staircase. There is a statue of her in that staircase, which is why I then decided to do her own piece with some sort of like wheat inspired imagery there for the agriculture thing. So I think she's quite niche, bit random, but definitely works on her own. You don't really have to know the reason behind why I made this piece to appreciate her. And I really like all the negative space around her. I didn't overcomplicate this, just did her. I could have made the frame smaller, but I like the negative space. I think it looks really nice. And again, that's a canvas backed piece. And then also for this exhibition, I did actually make a series of little banner, like tapestry style pieces, which I was really pleased with because, I'm not gonna lie, these are some of my neatest work ever. So I did the little bee. What else have we got? The National Trust logo. So that's obviously quite niche, so I don't know if anyone will buy that now, but I think if you've got a National Trust membership, that's quite cute. The bee, I'm upset that no one's bought that because how cute. The problem I think with the marbled fabric as well though is it's pink, so it needs to match your decor maybe. I don't know, but I think that's cute. Also, we've got another series one, which I quite like on the marbled background. It looks quite cool. And then I've just got some wildflowers, which I always like to do wildflowers really. I just found them nice to do. So yeah, that's a set of 4 there. I did have a 5th one, but that sold, so that was nice. But yeah, I just love those, and I did gold wire at the top because I thought that's quite nice. Normally I'd do string, but I got these little hook things to go inside of the dowels and put wire on. I thought it just elevates it a little bit, it makes it a bit more special. Right, little pieces. I just recently made this, and it's a little bee in a little gold frame. Now, I was going to do a different style of bee. I was going to do one that was more like that, but with it being an oval frame, it wouldn't fit right. Obviously, you can't do it like that because the back is like that, and it's got little feet, so you can't turn it on its side. Yeah, so I did that style of bee, and I think maybe it's not as cute. I like him, and he's going for a little flower, and I like the frame. But yeah, still not got his home yet. As you can tell, I just love doing bees. I feel like maybe people aren't as bothered about bees as I am, but I like to do them. Then I've got these little hoops. I've had these for a while now because they're quite specific, and this one is, I'm not gonna lie, simple. And it's a statue that we have in Hull. So Hull people will know it, but again, would they know it enough to want to hang it on their wall? Probably not. But it was for another exhibition I did a few years ago, so it made sense as part of that collection, but on its own now, I'm not sure I'm going to shift that one. And then again, this is the tidal barrier in Hull, so it's like kind of random, and I'm thinking, I'm still optimistic that one day someone that appreciates flood architecture is going to snap that up. This was actually never meant to make it to this form, because this was actually a warm-up sketch that I did, but the market that I did last was a 2-day market, and at the end of the first day I'd actually sold loads and I was panicking, and I came back to my studio on the night and I thought, what can I put in a frame? So I whipped this into a frame backed with my marbled fabric, and yeah, now it is a piece of its own. But again, it's not that interesting. Someone that's like maybe a minimalist, sort of wants to add just that little touch to a gallery wall, I think that's the thing. But yeah, it is kind of random, so it's still with us. Okay, so moving into framed pieces, I've got this, which is a little telephone box with a little watercolour experiment that I did, squiggling through there. And I kind of like the telephone box, although I've done telephone boxes before that have been like 3D, not just like the front facade of the telephone box, but like it on an angle so you can see but 2 sides of it, and I think that does come off better than just the front. But still, I like it for its simplicity, and I really like the style of frame. I think that's kind of cool. And then similarly, you'll never guess, it's another bee. But again, this was a watercolour experiment, so I did like give it a bit of colour in the little frame. So I'm surprised that one's not sold, because I think that sort of image really suits the frame as well. It just gives me like cool vibes. So yeah, I'm not sure why that's not been snapped up yet, but I like it. Here we go, Christmassy things. So I wanted to do a couple of Christmassy things. I never go mad with Christmas stock, because if you don't sell it one Christmas, you're stuck with it for a whole another year. So I just did this little mistletoe and this vintage frame, how cute and sparkly, but no one snaps it up at the market. And I think I'm the kind of person that will get out some art pieces for Christmas, but I don't think many other people do that yet. I'm optimistic it's going to be a thing that people do, like swap their pictures on the walls for festive ones. I know some people that do it, but it's not a mainstream trend yet, so when you're ready, I'm here for you. And speaking of, one more Christmassy bit, and this is actually the end of all my pieces. I didn't even realise we'd come to the end, but that is everything. Well, apart from one thing that I'll show you in a sec. Another mistletoe. This is actually my favourite mistletoe out of the 2. I thought I'll try 2 different styles, but when I put this on an Instagram poll, everyone likes this one more. But I like this one because it's more like a realistic mistletoe. It's more like actual, how it would be, whereas that's a bit more of like a romanticised mistletoe. It's like got thicker, chunkier berries and chunkier leaves, whereas that's like more actual, the botanical version. And that one's got a cute bow on it, so maybe that's why, but I could put a bow on that. So yeah, I don't know. But yes, still got those 2. The other thing that I do is specific to our area. So this only really comes to markets with me. I don't really promote this the rest of the year. But I make these blank maps of East Yorkshire, and then I embroider little red hearts wherever people want because it says home is where the heart is. So cute. I did actually sell one of these at the last market, so that was fun. So that's all the pieces that I've got left, which is not that many. Anything that's not currently on my website will go on my website. By the time you're watching this, it'll be a couple of days after this video goes live. I'll get them on my website if they're not already. Most of this stuff already is. So I hope you found this video interesting. I would love to know what you'd like me to embroider in 2024. I have got some ideas and some experiments up my sleeve, particularly with type of fabric I want to use or lack of fabric. So mysterious. So yeah, I think it's going to be really good. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.